everyone, it's Katie from So Old Fashioned, and today I'm going to answer 5 questions in one take. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, I'm a complete perfectionist and control freak, so not being able to edit this is going to drive me nuts. I need to make everything perfect in one go. Now, the 5 questions, one take tag was created by Louisa from And So On. She wanted to create a tag for all the sewers and seamstresses and sewists and whatever you call yourself on YouTube that would allow you to share a bit about the person behind the sewing machine. And she's encouraged everyone to tag some other people if you're particularly nosy, as I am, and would like to know their answers to the questions. She didn't specify the number of people you can tag. I've chosen 5, and I will have links and all sorts of information below so you can check out the people who tagged me, Lisa, and the people I'm going to tag. And if you don't already follow their videos, I recommend you go and do it because they're very enjoyable people to watch. Now, what else do I need to tell you? Probably nothing. I will just go straight in with the questions. The first question is, if you were given a paid sabbatical for 1 year, where would you go and why? And I would definitely go to the UK because my family comes from England and Ireland originally. My husband's family, a lot of them are still in England because my father-in-law is still technically a UK citizen. So we would have somewhere to stay even if we weren't being paid to go there. So I would be able to explore all the history of, I just love history. I want to walk in the places where people walked who did things hundreds of years ago. It's my thing. I love it. But more importantly, Europe is like right there. Like you could be in Europe or other parts of Europe, as it were, in a couple of hours. And when you live in Australia, if you want to go visit European countries, you're looking at being in an aeroplane for a day and a half, and it's a little off-putting because who wants to do that? But I mean, basically, I really want to go to Europe, but I'll settle in the UK because I speak that language best of all. And number 2, since I believe I've answered that question, and number 2, what is it? Oh, number 2 is which teacher influenced you the most and why? And I've had quite a few teachers who've had a positive influence on me, but the one I remember the most is my Year 10 English teacher, and I really hated her at the start of the year because she gave me a B for an assignment, and no English teacher had ever given me anything less than an A because words are my thing. I love the English language. I'll tell you more about this in the answer to the next question, so I won't go on. But she dared to give me a B, and oh yeah, I didn't like her. But by the time we got halfway through the year, she was easily one of my favourite teachers ever. And I think that's because she taught me it's all very well to celebrate your strengths, but you need to look at your weaknesses and work out how you can turn them into strengths too. So she taught me that more than she taught me English, and I'm so grateful to her, and I always remember her. If someone says, who was your favourite teacher, she's top of the list. Now, number 3 is name 3 things apart from sewing that you're good at. And number 1 is words, the English language. I love languages in general, but the English language is my native language. I'm so glad I did not have to learn it because it is ridiculous. It has rules that contradict each other, it has stupid pronunciation issues, and it has more words than any other language on the planet. So I'm very grateful I just grew up learning that and didn't have to understand all the stupid rules. But I love words, I love putting them together in the right way, and it is just my favourite thing ever. If I could have a job proofreading, that would be the happiest job I could possibly have because I just like making things right. What else? The second thing I'm good at would probably be, oh, I had another second thing, that's really annoying. Oh yes, that's what it is. The second thing I'm good at is learning, which possibly sounds a little silly, but I've sort of learnt in the past couple of years that a lot of people put a barrier between themselves and learning and just say, I can't do that, or I'm not allowed to do that. Or too many people in the past have told me there's no point. And I want to tear that barrier down for people because just having that freedom to learn, to want to learn, to know you can learn is so precious. And if you're sitting there in fact thinking you want to learn something but you don't think you can or you're not allowed to, then just tell those voices to shut up and go learn it. Even if you're terrible at it, at least you gave it a shot. So learning is another one of my fortes, which I hadn't realised until the last couple of years. And my third thing, which I was going to slot up to second by accident, is photography. I love photography. I have a long history in my family of people loving photography, so it was kind of inevitable. But much like Tanya said in Don't Dream It, Sew It, we're really great at taking photos of other people and things, but taking photos of yourself is so difficult. You want to split yourself in two and just be able to do it the way you do it with other people. So I'm working on getting better at taking photos of myself, but it's really frustrating to not be able to do it in two parts. That would be so much easier. Number 4, I've got like an itch on my nose, but I don't want to scratch it because I don't like doing that on video. I think it looks weird. I don't mind if anyone else does, that's your prerogative, but I don't like doing it. Anyway, rambling that I can't edit out. Damn, now you know the truth of all my videos. They're probably about twice the length of what you watch. Number 4 is, do you cook? If so, what are you known for? If you don't cook, what do you most like to eat? And look, I can cook. I'm quite good at cooking, but I really hate it. I find it so chaotic and messy, and it really annoys me a lot. And I am quite good at baking, but we've kind of given up sugar, and a lot of baked things are sweet, so I don't have that option so much anymore. But I'm very lucky in that Tim does like to cook, and he does most of the cooking. And honestly, the thing I most like having made for me is anything I didn't make myself. Pretty much. You could bring me a piece of toast and that would be amazing. Finally, number 5 is a sewing question, and it asks, what is your favourite pattern ever and why? And I know you're probably all expecting me to mention Nat McCall's t-shirt pattern, which is 69-64 or 64-69, can't remember. And I do love it, and I would say it is a t-shirt pattern that everybody should have and make, but my favourite pattern is actually Vogue 1990, even though I've only finished one version of it. But every time I wear that skirt, I love it so much. I think it has a perfect shape, it fits me so well, the pockets are amazing, and it just is my favourite pattern. I don't know if it's my favourite pattern ever, because I like to try new things a lot of the time, but it is definitely my favourite skirt pattern at the moment and for the foreseeable future. So those are my 5 answers in one take. It hopefully wasn't too rambly. Now I have to remember, I'm challenging myself not to look at my brief notes either. I have to remember my 5 people that I would like to tag, and they are Laura from Sewing from the Stash. I'd love to hear your answers to the questions. So, oh gosh, Sue from Slow Sew Sue. I would also like to hear your answers. Louisa from Frocking Lou Lou, Emily from One at a Time, and Jenn from, I don't think she has a channel name, but her username is Ms. Jenn L10. Links below, as I said. Those are the 5 people. I would love to hear your answers to the questions, and I hope you would be keen to share more about yourself with me and anybody else who cares to watch. But that is me in one take. I am sorry for the rambling that you're going to have to put up with this time, but these are the rules, and I would encourage you to go check out the people that I've tagged who tagged me. Check out the tag itself, 5 questions, 1 take, and just learn a bit more about your fellow sewing people on YouTube. And as always, I hope you're enjoying all your crafty endeavours, your sewing, your knitting, your whatever you do to make the days seem a little brighter. And I'll catch up with you again next week. So goodbye.